Hey guys, B.O.L.T here. Um, first of all, welcome to the second return to the weekend where I do 2 videos. This is actually only a theoretical, method. Basically, I'm gonna try to do it to see if I can do it, or even if I can keep up with it. Um, and then also, I'm kind of catching up finally. I finished Goblet of Fire, so it's gonna be ready to be shown through the weeks. And then Rehydrated. I think I I'm just getting into the mid of the beat Gulagoon, which is only a few levels in. There's still an entire another section. I think there's also another section beyond that. But anyways, we're here for season 2. Um, and that's what we need to do. And I need to do this as fast as possible so I have another chance for Rehydrated, for another video of Rehydrated to get it done today. Anyways, episode 1 was yesterday. Another thing is I am marking all the socks and spatulas and Rehydrated. I'm marking all the episodes by name and all of these. That way it's easier to watch. And then I'm also been trying to do it to other videos. But anyways, episode 1, The Collector. This is April 17th. This is the season premiere, of course. The finale left us thinking that Hawkmoth thinks he got discovered, and Ladybug has a theory on who Hawkmoth is. And then okay, so that's the end of this season. This is the Akuma, which is basically the miraculous book has been taken from Gabriel, so he uses that anger to make himself an Akuma to cover his tracks, basically. And then, of course, now we personally know this is the first episode. We know who Hawkmoth is. Anyways, the details is that Ladybug reveals her theory to Shat about Gabriel equals Hawkmoth. Gabriel akumatizes himself to avoid suspicion. Ladybug starts to tell white lies to keep her identity. So when Cat Noir asks why she suspects him, instead of telling right out what she actually thinks, she starts finding other ways to go around it. And of course, even to Shat, she's telling white lies. Adrian uses Shat to burn some overwhelming emotions toward his father. The end scene, which I guess I never wrote, would have been Gabriel's setting up the fashion show to show off Marinette's hat. But of course, he's also inviting Chloe's mom, Audrey, which is the, I think, I don't know if it's a a parent company to the Grest, but it's basically the one that started out. Episode 2, Style Queen, April 20th. The new location is the Agrest fashion stage. Akuma reason is she's not the spotlight. Details Audrey Bourgeois is met. She's the mother of Chloe, of course. She's the biggest fashion queen of New York, and she discovered Gabriel. The hat Mari made for the bowler hat competition is in this fashion show. Akumas are are in this in this fashion show. Akumas are stronger when they have stronger emotions. Master Fu is needed. Is revealed to Mari, and allows her to use a miraculous for an ally, but of course drops it. The end credit scene is Chloe finding the B Miraculous. And then part 2 of that would be episode 3, Queen Wasp. The akumatization reason is Audrey ignores Chloe. Gabriel rejects. He regrets putting his son in danger, but after more miraculous are revealed. So basically, during the fashion show, Style Queen goldalizes Adrian, and he regrets that's putting his son in danger. But when a B Miraculous comes out of nowhere, he's like, I can jump back into the game because there's other Miraculous more than Ladybug and Cat Noir that I can get a hold of to help my mission. And then, of course, Chloe becomes Queen Bee, but does more harm than good. This is the first akumatized miraculous holder. And Ladybug tells Chloe she could be a hero, but needs to control her emotions and better her morals. Also, Audrey and Gabriel try to discover Marinette, but Tiki reminds her of her promises as Ladybug, and instead tells Audrey to discover her daughter. The end scene is Max finishing an AI for his robot. This is episode 4, Robotus, May 1st. The akumatization reason is that Kim gets jealous of the robot for becoming Max's friend real quick, and says that he can't have personality and feelings, which includes things like friendship, just because he's a robot. Details is that Hawkmoth can be betrayed by a victim, and robots. This robot is now a character instead of just a tool or a device. The end scene is the Diary of Ladybug is made by where's he at? His name is Mark. I don't really know the character in and out. Episode 5, Reserver. This is May 8th. The akumatization reason is he's an outcast / social anxiety. His material is read without his permission. The Ladybug Diary. The details is Nate and Mark make a comic together in the end. Nate being the drawer, Mark being the writer. The principal is in the end scene is the principal is a big fan of Night Owl. Episode 6, The Dark Owl. May 12th. Akumatization realized. Reason is he's humiliated trying to be a hero. Details is Cat Noir and Ladybug test their trust with them unmasking with their eyes closed, but now their Kwamis know the identities. The principal is told that he can be a hero, but on smaller ways. Like saving a cat wouldn't be too bad. Just he needs to do it in safety. In scene is that Marinette is making Mrs. Bussier a birthday gift. Of course, it'll take a few days to get this done, so I gave her a week. So we're gonna go with episode 7, Zombizou, May 19th. The akumatization reason is trying to protect students from Akuma, which ended up being Marinette. The details is Mrs. Bussier will mention husband and maybe a future kid, and then she tries to make a conflict / stress-free environment for her students. She just wants the love between them all. Scares for both the heroes and Marinette happen. Marinette is almost akumatized again because the finale, she was almost akumatized by Volpina, by Lila, bullying her. And then the heroes, most of Paris and Cat Noir, are turned into followers of Zombizou. The end credits scene, again, I didn't write this, but episode 8, Malediktator, we see Chloe and Audrey disrespecting Anthony, the mayor. This is on the 27th of May. The akumatization reason is because he's being disrespected. The details, in the end, he is used, but gained respect after putting his foot down. So he's still being used, but yet he's still in somewhat of a respective manner now. The end credit scene is that Chloe disrespects the butler constantly. And then, of course, same reason for this Akuma, but episode 9, The Spare Bear, on the 28th, right afterward, the detail, the butler was a waiter of a famous restaurant after, so basically, this butler that they have used to be just like a waiter for a big restaurant, but the mayor, both Anthony and Chloe, visit this restaurant. When he serves them, Anthony notices him and asks for him to be the butler. Higher pay and all that. End scene is that Sabrina being treated like a dog, basically. And episode 10 is Vanisher, the 29th, so that the next day, but the first school day of the week. Akumatization reason is that Chloe treats her like she's not there. The details is the heroes try to get Sabrina out of her shell to tell Chloe of what. Okay, well, hold on a second. Sabrina out of her shell. So basically, hey Sabrina, try to stand up to Chloe better, but she doesn't do it because she's too passive. The end credit scene is that Manon's mom is offered a show, so the reporter basically is offered a show of her own, but she has to nail an interview with the heroes. Before I move on to Prime Queen, the Vanisher is technically what Anti-Bug was, but here's the thing is, I used Santa Claus, which is supposed to be one of the episodes of season 2, as a Christmas special in between the part A and B of season 1. So I had to make another villain. So Anti-Bug was just Chloe kumatized, kind of like Copycat, but for Ladybug. And this is actually the villain from that episode, which is just an invisible Sabrina. Episode 11 is Pride Queen. This is June 3rd. The Akuma reason, she tries to reveal the love relationship between the heroes, making them leave, losing her show. So basically, she tries to force the relationship ideals on them, and this makes a Ladybug angry, making them leave, which means no person to interview, no views, show gets shut down. The details is the hints of love are shown, including Dark Cupid's kiss, Cat Noir purrs when they're on, almost dropping the ball of his feelings when they're on a train. They get knocked over, and Ladybug makes fun of the thought, which scares Chat Noir for a future reveal of his feelings. The end credit scene is that Kagami, not knowing it's a female, but we see her in her fencing costume, the red, entering the fencing school. So we don't know it's a girl. We don't know it's actually Kagami, but it's Kagami in her fencing outfit. I believe we're in the summer now, so we're no longer dealing with school. It's just summer. Episode 12 is Riposte. June 6th, the akumatized reason is that Adrian and her get into a tie for fencing, but no one sees else than Marinette, who of course has a bias towards Adrian. The details is that Kagami, coming from a honorable higher family, and who has never lost in a blade match. Adrian requests a rematch to discover she's a girl, and in the end, this making Marinette scared of competition. So basically, we don't know the identity of the fencer, else than she throws down her saber. and then she gets akumatized. Um, it is a non-binary Akuma, so you don't notice that it's a girl. You think it's a guy, basically, the entire time. It helps in a little bit of design, but in the end, she's revealed to be another character and a female, and now Marinette's thinking about it being another female love interest for Adrian. In the end scene, Chat Noir is getting ready for a grand gesture to Ladybug, with Audrey writing by about love. So he's basically singing a little song about love. Episode 13, the mid-season finale, Glaciator, June 10th. The Akuma reason is that Marinette not believing in the magic of love. So let's see here. The details. After Kagami, Marinette tries to connect with Adrian with Audrey's soul matching, finding ice cream. Shat tries the night before to do a grand gesture, but Marinette, being too excited for Adrian the next day, forgets about Patrol, in which makes Adrian depressed. He's gonna be too depressed for ice cream because his love of his life didn't show up for it. Shat that night notices Marinette also in a depressed mood. Them being friends, tries to charm her, his princess, with the Grand Jester, revealing without knowing that he is in love with Ladybug. After the fight, she prepares for Shat's gesture again, but he made an even grander gesture, leaving her mostly speechless. But she lets him down with the other boy, and he understands, especially being heroes. So basically, he tries to make the gesture, but Marinette is so excited for Adrian and the ice cream the next day that she forgets about the patrol that would have led to the Grand Jester. So when he's too depressed for ice cream, she goes to Andre's alone with Alia and Nino. I think also Maylene and Ivan are with him. But when Andre tries to match her with Adrian, she rejects the magic of the ice cream, and this makes him upset. And basically, after the Akuma, actually in the beginning of the Akuma, Chat Noir and Marinette are Mari shot friendship right now, and basically he tries to comfort her and say, hey, if this guy hurt you so much, I'll show you this thing I was supposed to show Ladybug. And he shows a smaller, like a little lighter version, not a romantic version of the Grand Jester. It's just, here's this amazing view, here's a nice atmosphere. He makes it more romantic for when he shows Ladybug, like rose petals and stuff. But thing is, he accidentally hurt them being close friends right now. He tells her right out, I'm in love with Ladybug. And he finally tells someone, it being the identity of Ladybug. And now that she has it in her head, she's distracted during Glaciator, which of course Chat Noir is still a little bit upset about her missing patrol. But in the end, she goes with him to the Grand Jester, gets surprised with the more romantic atmosphere. But of course, she kind of can't because of Adrian. But of course, this Adrian is understanding. He drops it. Of course, he'll actually openly flirt with her after this, but he can control himself a lot better. So he'll maybe put a little snappy line from time to time, but he won't get in her face, because he's been mentally prepared for that all his life. And of course, being heroes would make a relationship complicated. Anyways, the end scene is that Marinette, her heart is split now. Adrian, who doesn't know about her, is that her first love. But then there's Chat Noir, who's so invested in her, that she wouldn't mind dating him, but because there's her first love, she doesn't want to drop Adrian. Anyways, episode 14, Befana, June 30th. The Akuma reason is that Marinette blows her grandma off. The details is that there's Tom's mom is a traveler, and she and Tom's father were divorced, which gave her the reason to start traveling. So when her and shoot, I can't remember the grandfather, but when they divorced, she started traveling and seeing more things in life. Marinette understands what's happening with her parents and friends, trying to plan a surprise birthday party, but her grandma didn't. She just thought this was a day with her granddaughter. So, with among traveling, she doesn't understand that she doesn't keep track of dates. So, when she comes back to Paris, and they ask her, "Hey, you want to spend a day with your granddaughter?" She's over here thinking she's getting the entire day with her, no interruptions. So when Marinette tries to catch sight that they're trying to bring her back to finally see the surprise birthday party, her grandma is saying, "We got other things to do," and she's like, "No, I have a birthday to go be surprised about," and that's what really happens. The end scene is that. Oh wait, did I? Okay. The end scene is that Hawkmoth reminds the audience that he doesn't care who he akumatized, and it shows a baby. It pans to a baby. Episode 15 is Gigantitan, July 4th. The akumatized reason, and he has another American culture that gets stuck to the Parisian culture or the French culture, but it's not. It's given a reason. July 4th, so this gives a reason for him, baby August, to be scared, which is he gets scared of the fireworks. And reason why they're celebrating July 4th is that in this universe, both France and America are like hand in hand in like how much of an ally they are. So France wants to celebrate this big moment in history for them, in celebrates the 4th of July. The details is that heroes understanding how desperate Hawkmoth is now to freaking akumatize the baby. The end scene is that the gorilla gets angry after Gabriel orders him around. Episode 16 is Gorzilla, July 14th. The new location is the subway station and a movie theater. The akumatization reason is that he loses Adrian, which he does have like somewhat of emotions tied to Adrian. So when he loses Adrian, he's worried about him, and he gets chewed out by Gabriel for losing. And of course, we do have the Gabriel trying to figure out if his son is Cat Noir. And because of the ring and all that, but that's all he gathers, and I'll tell you why later. The details is before Adrian, Emily was the aggressed model and a movie star. One of the only movies she filmed before she became a model was showing in a local movie theater. That makes Adrian want to sneak out and go see it. Because his father ended up hiding it so they wouldn't have to watch it. Adrian has a few thoughts about Marinette, like when they're running around away from the fans, he starts kind of getting feelings, he starts noticing a few things, but instead of being Mr. Sunshine Boy, he just gets distracted by a ladybug board, like he's in the middle of thoughts about starting to have feelings for Marinette, but gets distracted by a ladybug banner, and it throws him off. Let's see here. And in the end, he gains one of the fans that were chasing him. He becomes friends with them. And of course, the end scene is we meet Julka's mom, who is taking signs down on her boathouse. So we're getting to meet Julika and Julika's mom. Episode 17 is Captain Hardrock. This is June 21st. The new location is the boathouse. The akumatization reason is the mayor tries to find her for the boathouse and it docking so many times. The details is that Julika has a twin brother, Luca, so we finally get to meet Luca. The mayor is put in his place for misusing power, and we learn that between the twins, Luca and Julika, their father ran out when their mother was pregnant with them. In the end scene is a child wakes up from a nightmare, which we enter, and actually no, we skipped like 3 episodes. The next one would have been a pop star is making a Ladybug and Cat Noir music video and is holding auditions for Ladybug and Cat Noir parts. Episode 18 is Frightingale, the 31st of June, so the last day. The new location is a rentable party building. We will see this later in the season finale of season 3 with the Love Hunter. But Akuma reason is that her and her fans are kicked out of not letting Chloe be the Ladybug part. The details is that Marnet and Adrian do not. They do get to mask up, and instead of just holding it in there being an Akuma, they actually instead of like they get shut down in the middle of them masking up, they actually get to mask up, but no one recognizes them. And we do learn later. Let's see here. Their faces are magically unrecognizable when they have the Miraculous on. And that's what I was going to prove a point in Gorzilla, but I wanted to keep it till now, is that when they wear their Miraculous, there is this thing in the Nightwing DC Comics where there's a device that basically makes their face a spiral. That's basically what this is actually Doctor Who does it a little bit better. They are noticed, but because of the device they have, their presence isn't noticed as much. So this is basically, hey, this person exists, they're doing this and that, but thing is you don't actually get a look for them. So of course they can see the hair and all that, but their facial features are all over the place. Which there is a joke that their toys and other stuff are off. Then there's episode 19. The end scene for 18 was with the music video. Jagged wants to personalize as well, telling his assistant. In episode 19, Troublemaker, August 1st. The akumatization reason is too many people are trying to tell her a job that she has to do. The details is that Adrian watches a reality show which puts famous people in different jobs. And the episode they're on right now is Jagged Stone baking with Dupain's Thomas Bean. Adrian does see a picture of him with a heart surrounding it, which does give... He's not stupid. So he does start saying, I'm going to take note of that. If she really cares of me like that, I'll keep that in mind. Jagged Stone comes to tell his assistant that he does care. The end credit scene is that there is a child who wakes from a nightmare this time. Episode 20 is Sandboy, the August 2nd. Of course, the reason is his nightmare that he gets akumatized. The details are that we learn the true fear of both Marnet and Adrian currently, which is Marnet's rejection of not just Adrian, but of multiple people. Of if she were to be revealed as Ladybug, she would be basically said she'd be a failure. Adrian, isolation. Tiki and Plague go to Master Fu's secretly to celebrate the Kwame of the butterfly, Nuru, their birthday. But this backfires when Hawkmoth notices that they're trying to connect to Nuru through their telepathic circle. If they make a circle and shoot shoot out like their magical essence together, starts connecting to Nuru. But of course, he can notice this and starts trying to contact of what location they're at. That way, they can figure out, get all the Akumas, get all the Miraculous, and there's going to be a Guardian with all these Miraculous, so he'll know who the Guardian is. But of course, they shut it off before he can learn. But he does now know that there's more than just a bee, Ladybug, and Canoe Miraculous, the Cat Miraculous. So he's gonna go looking for these when he can. The end scene is that Alia is left with babysitting her twin younger sisters when her parents are taking their oldest sister to a wrestling match. Episode 21 is Sapotis. August 11th. The reason is that the twins get punished for not listening to Alia. The details is Alia reads the twins a myth from their culture about the Sapotis, which is basically troublemaking gremlins. Margaret is given a second chance on choosing an ally. When she also uses Alia as the first choice, but instead of giving her the bee, she gives her the fox. This allowing her to become Reina Rouge and entering the battle for the Miraculous. The end scene is that Alia's older sister returns defeated from the wrestling match. Episode 22 is Anansi, I think it is. It's supposed to be like a spider. August 13th. So 2 days after the Sapotis, akumatization reason is that Alia disobeys her and tells her off. The details, Fu does start trusting Marinette after the Reina Rouge being chose right, and he actually gives her his personal Miraculous, the turtle. And the details is that Alia's sister is frightened to hear that not just Alia from Lady Wi-Fi was akumatized, but now her twin baby sisters. Ladybug tells it's just emotions that make us weak, but also who we are. That makes her realize that she is kind of pushing a lot on people. And then Nino tries to be a better boyfriend and protect Alia. This gives Ladybug the opportunity between seeing that he wants to protect her and do something about it, and also the fact that Alia is kind of tied up at the moment. This makes Nino carapace, the holder of the turtle. The end scene is that Kim's swimming partner is getting ready to confess to him. So I think it's Odine. Episode 23, August 21st. We get to actually get in detail the swimming pool that they're at. The akumatization reason that she doesn't go to the same school as everyone else. So she finally learns of the Valentine's Day problem, why he got turned into Dr. Cupid, and learns that he actually was trying to ask out Chloe, and she gets heartbroken from this. The details that Syren tries to flirt. Odine tries to flirt with in and out of the akumatization state, so in and out of being Syren. But Kim is way too thick-headed to get all the signals, even the most easy to see ones. And they have a game, which is they throw a ball that has a message in it into the water for the other one to go swim after. This makes them to have a vibe. They are in a relationship vibe, but thing is, they don't do anything. They haven't done anything about it yet. Fu relearns how to make the akumatization. Fu learns how to make the transforming potions for Kwamis, and he reteaches himself. The first one was to be made was the water breathing ability because of Syren. Marinette helps making her the next. Fu takes mental note of this, like she kind of knows about the potion now, and she's being a great Miraculous holder, and she's able to take Miraculous out into battle and bring them back to me. she can be trustworthy enough to maybe become the next Guardian. And there is more potions, which included the ice, the space, the fire, and etc. When Ladybug knows she has to go to Fu, she tells Shat to stay, making him believe there is a trust issue between them, making him want to quit. Ladybug asks for Fu to talk. She asks for Fu to talk to Shat about bringing him into the circle. She returns with them going into the battle with their power up. So she, instead of Fu coming up to Adrien and giving him the potion, Marinette comes back to Chat Noir because Plague does be able to talk him back up into being Cat Noir, and she hands him the potion. So Fu hasn't talked to him until a little bit later. So she gives him the potion, and they go into battle, and he's already a little hurt right now because he tried to give up because of the trustworthy issues. And at the end, normally they do their fist bump, but before he can even turn to do so, Ladybug's already gone, which gets on his nerves. Ladybug is checking on Kim and Odine, knocking some 2 cents into Kim. Like, Odine says something that goes over his head again, and she basically says, "Hey, she likes you, dumbass." Anyways, Shat is gone by the time she does return, and he isn't in the greatest mood. And no, I'm not gonna let Master Fu come and make his mood better. Fu is currently trying to discover more of the potions. The end scene is that Chloe talks to Anthony about turning the ice rink into something. Episode 24, August 28th. So we're getting close to the next school year, so they're about to be in 10th grade. The new location is the ice rink. The akumatization reason is the business is getting shut down. I didn't put that right. This is episode 24, Frozer. The details are that Anthony tries to keep his daughter's interest and shuts down a local ice rink unless he gets the sign-ups to save it. Kagami, who has been taking a liking to Adrien, invites him to skate, but scared for emotional reasoning. So Adrien is scared to go on this date with Kagami, and then ask Marinette to join him. Hey friend, I need a backup. I need a wingman for this one. And then she, of course, doesn't want to go be the third wheel, so she brings Luca to make a double date. Kagami thinks Adrien feels wrong around her, so she asks, "Hey, do you not like me?" Marinette, and she also sees Marinette as competition after this episode. Luca pulling moves makes Marinette confused in heart. So basically now along this facts of Adrien first love, Cat Noir, this amazing person that put his heart on the line, and she wants to give him a chance, but yet there's the hero aspect that stops them. And then now there's Luca, who's someone that is doing kind of the same thing as Cat Noir. He's a third in line, but technically he's the only one that's giving her signals. So just like Cat Noir is giving her signals, but unlike Chat Noir, he's in her civilian life, so she can actually date him. Shat, during the Frozer, pulls away from the team up, masking his disappointment in the end. And the end scene is Heroes Day is announced, and Natalie joins Hawkmoth. So this episode is basically, we're still banking on the emotions of Cat Noir, but of course he still works for the team. But the thing is, he's so done with the hero bullcrap if he isn't getting trusted enough. Here's the unfinished. I haven't finished this writing, but it needs to be talked about, and I have most of the idea in my head. So episodes 25 and 26 I want to put together. This is, of course, Heroes Day, parts 1 and 2. Part 1 is Catalyst, taking place on September 2nd. And, of course, well, actually, the big setup part is happening on September 2nd. And September 3rd is Mayura. And basically, Heroes Day is going to be the anniversary of the heroes. I don't know what they were doing with season 2 finale, but I feel like it technically should have celebrated, hey, they've been protecting us for a year. This is like the point in the timeline where it's been a year. But anyways, this is the first year, like the first annual year since Ladybug and Cat Noir, and they're celebrating it. This making you think Adrian during season 3 will at least be 14. So instead of keeping them 13, Adrian will be 14 by next season. Basically, Gabriel and Natalie make a plan. Natalie gets akumatized into a powering up villain to boost Hawkmoth's power into Scarlet Moth, which gives him unlimited Akumas. He takes note of all his past villains and targets the ones that stick out, and allies with Lila to ask her to. So during Volpina, they allied together, both Gabriel and Lila. And he asked her to instill fear in the Parisians by making her into Volpina and making them think that that he had won, and both that Ladybug and Cat Noir have failed. Kim is the first target because he can change the emotions into negative ones for Akumas. Let's see here. Vanisher's Sabrina is turned into Vanisher. That way she can be out of sight for figuring out where the heroes are and try to get the Miraculous as easy as possible. Gorilla is turned into Gorzilla. Baby August is turned into Gigantitan. Ivan is turned into Stoneheart. Maylene is turned into Horrificator. Olia's dad is turned to Animan. And Andre is turned into Glaciator. And these are the giants. They cover more ground. Frightingale and Jagged... I forgot her name, Gala or something, but she's turned into Frightingale. And Jagged Stone is turned into Guitar Villain, which means Fang is turned into the Dragon. This giving him a victory song to play. Manon's mom, the reporter, is turned back into Prime Queen for visuals. Like, hey, Parisians, I'm now going to be taking over and getting those miraculous. Kagami gets turned into Riposte. Principal Damocles gets turned into Dark Owl. And then the fencing teacher is turned into Dark Blade. Let's see here. I'm trying to find. And I guess Roger Kopp would be the last of it. This making the attack force. These are the people that have the most knowledge of fighting skill. And then when it comes to other people, Odine, Syren, the ice rink manager, Frozer, the older and younger sisters of Alia, the kid that turned into Sandboy, the the assistant to Jagged Stone, Troublemaker, Julika and Luca's mom, Captain Hardrock, Mrs. Bustier, Zombizou, Mark Reverser, and then actually no, I can mention that later. The magician who is Simon Says, Manon, the puppeteer, Max the gamer, Theo, who was Copycat, and Stormy Weather, which was Aurora. They are all inside. They don't get akumatized because they're all hiding inside, away from Dark Cupid. Dark Cupid can't shoot arrows at them. If there's an Akuma coming by, They find ways to prevent it. They put jars around it because they're just a butterfly. They have to squeeze in little corners. But if they put a jar over it or capture it, or just literally kill it, which Aurora, by the way, gets a freaking lighter and some hairspray because she's in the middle of trying to get ready for her weather cast, just aflames the Akumas that are coming by her. So we have a whole bunch of the villains not returning. The ones that have other reasons. Marinette's grandma, the robot that became Robotus. Marinette's grandma was Befana, and Sabine's uncle Kung Fu, Mr. Ramir, I think it is, who's Mr. Pigeon, and the journalist who became Pixelator all have different reasons of not being akumatized. Marinette's grandma and the journalist who was Pixelator and the Sabine's uncle are out of the range of an Akuma. Marinette's grandma's on her traveling stuff. The journalist is somewhere else taking another story, and of course, the uncle to Sabine is in China again. But Mr. Ramir is so useless. Hawkmoth doesn't want him, and Robotus is way too powerful for him, and he doesn't want this screwed up, so he doesn't akumatize the robot. Then let's see here. Of course, Princess Fragrance, she does get akumatized, both her and Reflecta. So Rose and Juleka become akumatized. Alex and her brother get akumatized into Timebreaker and the Pharaoh. Since Mark survived the akumatization, Nate will be turned into Illustrator. And I think that's it for just the giant cast. But they all get akumatized. Ladybug and Cat Noir finally jump. This giving everyone who did have doubts, which means no Akuma can go hunting for anyone anymore because Ladybug and Cat Noir are back. So this gives them hope again. So no more akumatizations unless they're out in the open for Dark Cupid. There are more akumatization villains, but thing is we don't zoom in on them. Of course, they go get the Miraculous. They get she trusts Cat Noir, so finally she says, "I feel like something's wrong. I want you to show that you can be trusted. Here's the B Miraculous. Please get it to Chloe so she can join the fight." She goes and has to break one of the rules, which is a holder can't know another holder, but she breaks it to give Nino and Alia the turtle and the fox because she's like, I can't find you guys any other moment, but I kind of need you now. And they're the well, actually all three are the newbies because Chloe, Elston maybe once, has not got the B Miraculous back. Because I feel like Ladybug would have tested her at least once. Rena Rouge and Carapace would have some chance. But of course they're still fairly new. And of course they have the powers thanks to Syren and Frozer. But of course they're over here trying to fight them off. They do go over all the Akumas and the ones that they didn't fight. Here's what's their weaknesses. They jump into battle, but of course Hawkmoth has a backup plan for all these. He has Dark Cupid go hunt down Anthony, Audrey, and the Butler, which are his biggest three strongest Akumas, and makes them Malediktator, Style Queen, and Despair Bear. And this basically is able to grab a hold, like Despair Bear gets a hold of Queen Bee, and between Style Queen and Malediktator, this makes her question if she wants to go to the akumatization state, because she does get there's an Akuma, but of course Malediktator just zaps her and says, "You will obey." And then of course after that the team starts falling apart. Rena and Carapace know about each other's identities, so they're more distracted on the identity part. which gets them akumatized to Rena Rage and Shell Shocked. And then, of course, that ends the episode with them going into hiding. Of course, Vanisher tries to, but they knock him out of the race. I would say the biggest thing that they won was they got rid of Vanisher. They got rid of maybe one of the giants, and they get rid of Dark Cupid. That way, he's not hunting down any people out in the open. And then, of course, we start with Chapter 2. They're over here. Chat Noir finally brings up the fact that it's nice that he got that Be Miraculous task because he didn't think she trusted him. This lets them talk out. They're able to jump back into it, them against the world and all that. They do take a lot of them down. But of course, the Parisians try to help them. And right before they can be stung by Queen Wasp, because Chloe's akumatized right now in the miraculous form. She's about to send her Wasp, but Chat Noir and Ladybug get the jump on Hawkmoth and are able to break his cane, making him lose the Scarlet Moth form. Actually, no, I think like they just disable it completely. I don't know what it is that they did. But yeah, they're able to get rid of the Scarlet Moth transformation, which means no more multiple Akumas else than Volpina. Volpina is the only Akuma that's able to stick around, and she's in the background just to make sure Hawkmoth can escape. He planned that, by the way, an escape route. And basically, this of course allows Queen Bee, Carapace, and Rena Rouge to jump in the situation. And of course, Volpina is discovered in the middle of it, and he's about to lose. But of course, we have Natalie get rid of the Akuma, she runs to the vault. Now that I think about it, that can't really happen. Now that I think about it, yeah, Volpina, never mind. Volpina doesn't get to keep her Akuma. Natalie does lose her akumatization. That way she can go get the Miraculous of the Peacock. But of course she knows this is going to be a problem, and we realize we are basically given it, but we aren't like straight out told it. But that's the reason why they're doing this, is that Adrian's mother, Emily is she used the Peacock, got too sick, and she basically fell into a coma, and now Gabriel needs the Ladybug and Chat Noir Miraculous to heal her sickness, and basically Natalie takes the chance at the Peacock Miraculous and summons Hawkmoth's monster, which is a giant butterfly with a stinger for some reason. But of course, this disbands all the heroes from him, allowing him to escape. They try to get a hold of the King, but of course he detransforms. And basically that's really it. We'll finish it with basically the entire team saying that they'll be a great team someday, and we're looking forward to more miraculous holders, is basically the end of season 3. But anyways, I have other stuff to do and have work here in a little bit, so I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.